Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Sankalp Learning Classes. Today we are learning the important question answer from the chapter Our Environment. Yes, this chapter that is from the biology section, and we are discussing the some important questions from this chapter. Okay. Yes, let us start with the MCQ question, multiple choice question. Producers of aquatic ecosystem are option A, algae. Option B, small fishes. Option C, larvae. Option D, protozoa. Here, producers which use the sunlight and atmospheric simple substances and prepare their own food, they are called as a producers. Here, algae, small fishes, larvae, and protozoa. Here, which of the following is a producers of aquatic ecosystem? Small fishes, these are not producers, these are consumers. And larvae, it is also not a producer, and protozoa also not a producer. Here, algae, so that is the producer of the aquatic ecosystem. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. Primary consumers in any food chain are always option A, carnivores. Option B, herbivores. Higher carnivores. Option D, producers. The primary consumers in any food chain are always. So producer, then primary consumer, primary consumer. Here producer, so these are plants, and these primary consumers, they are directly depend on the plant, so they are called as herbivores. Okay, so they are called as herbivores. The primary consumers of any food chain, they are always herbivores because they depend on directly on the plants or those who are the producers, so they are called as commonly called as herbivores. Then atmospheric layer that absorb the ultraviolet radiation coming from the sunlight is made up of this molecule. Option A, nitrogen. Option B, hydrogen. Option C, that is O3, ozone, and option D, oxygen. Here, the atmospheric layer, so which is present around the earth, so that prevent the that absorb the ultraviolet radiation and prevent the damage from the all the organisms and plants. So that is because of the, that is ozone, O3. Next question. The correct statement with respect to the biodegradable substances among the following is these substances. Biodegradable substances. Okay. The first one, undergo recycling naturally in the environment, harm various organisms in the ecosystem, increase the density of harmful chemicals in the different trophic levels, remain inert in the environment for a long time. Here, biodegradable means they are naturally recycling, they undergo the recycling naturally in the environment. Okay, so they undergo the recycling naturally in the environment. So they do not harm other organisms, so they do not increase the density of the harmful chemicals, and they will not remain in the environment long time. So option A is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following groups contain non-biodegradable items? Which of the following groups contain non-biodegradable items? Option A, grass, flowers and leather. Option B, grass, wood and plastic. Option C, fruit peels, cake and the lime juice. Option D, cake, wood and the grass. Here, do not contain the non-biodegradable, uh, which contain the non-biodegradable items here. Grass, flowers and leather, grass, wood and plastic, which is not biodegradable, fruit peels, cake and lime juice, cake, wood and grass. So these all are, so first one A, C and D, these all are their biodegradable items, but option B, grass, wood and plastic, they contain the non, so here plastic is the non-biodegradable item. Next question. Which of the following constitute a food chain? Option A, grass, wheat, mango, grass, goat, human, goat, cow, elephant, grass, fish and goat. See here, so to constitute a food chain, there should be a producer. So here, producer grass is the, so in three options, you can see grass is the producer. And so depending on this grass, some organisms will be there. So they're called as herbivores. Here wheat, it is also a plant. So we can eliminate this option. And here goat and the fish. Fish is not a not depend on the grass, right? So which depend on the small aquatic organism. So we can eliminate the option D also. Then option B also. Sorry, option not B. We can eliminate the option D, then option C and option A also. So you can see grass, goat and human. So grass, that is the producer, and the goat, which is depend on this grass, and the human beings which eat the goat. So this is one of the food chain. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following are environment friendly practices? Option A, carrying cloth bags to put purchases in while shopping, switching off unnecessary lights and fans, walking to school instead of getting your mother to drop you on her scooter, all of the above. Here, which of the following are environment friendly practices? Carrying cloth bags to put purchases in while shopping. So that is also a correct option. We switching off unnecessary lights and fans. Yes, that is also good habit. Then walking to school instead of getting your mother to drop you on scooter. Yes, that is also environment friendly practice. So option D, all of these. All of this is the correct answer. Which of the following is an example for artificial ecosystem? Option A, lake. Option B, pond. Forest, garden. Here, which of the following is the artificial ecosystem? Here, garden, which is the artificial ecosystem. Next question. Flow of energy in a food chain is bidirectional, unidirectional, multiple directional, none of this. Here, the flow of energy, the producers, just I will write it shortly, producers, primary consumers, then secondary consumers. Okay. Here, the flow of energy that is in the only one direction from producer to the consumer. So that is the unidirectional. Option B is the correct answer. That is the unidirectional. Next question. Maximum number of organisms present in primary trophic level, secondary trophic level, tertiary trophic level, and none of these. Here, maximum number of organisms present in the primary trophic level. So here, if you take the each step in a food chain, that is known as a trophic level, right? So here, if you consider this, so here the primary trophic level, so that contains the maximum number of organisms. Please note down this. Next question. So this is the 1 mark question. Please note down this. What is biological magnification? Please note down the question. What is biological magnification here? Biological magnification is the process by which toxic substances increase in concentration as they move up in the food chain. Here, biological magnification, for example, grass, or I will take the example of phytoplanktons, aquatic ecosystem. Okay, phytoplanktons and zooplanktons. Phytoplanktons, zooplanktons, and fishes, then humans. Okay. So here, these phytoplanktons, they are present in water. So this water that contain the some organic substances that is harmful for this organism. For example, so this is 10 milligram in the phytoplankton, and when the phytoplanktons consumed by the zooplanktons, then it is 20 grams. Then in fishes, when the zooplanktons are eaten by the fishes, then it will become 40 milligrams. Then, so like this, these harmful substances, the biological magnification of the toxic substances that increases concentration as they move up in the food chain, that is called as a biological magnification. Okay. Next question. Give an example for a food chain of grassland ecosystem. If there is an increase in number of organisms in the second trophic level, how does this affect on that food chain? Here, give an example for a food chain of grassland ecosystem. If there is an increase in number of organisms here in the second trophic level, how does this affect the food chain? Please note down the question. So this is also a repeated question in your board exam. Yes, this is example for the grassland ecosystem. Here, grass, that is a producer which uses the sunlight and the atmospheric carbon dioxide and produce the photosynthesis products. Then this grasshopper that depend on these grasses. Then the grasshopper that is eaten by the frog. Then these frogs are eaten by the snake. Then the from the eagle. Okay. So here, if there is an increase in the number of organisms in the second trophic level, here second trophic level. So each step in this food chain, that is called as a trophic level. Here, the first one, that is the first trophic level. That is, this one is the secondary trophic level. Okay, so these grasshoppers are at the second trophic level. Here, if there is an increase in the number of organisms in the second trophic level, how does this affect on the food chain? Here, so when there is a more number of these organisms, that is grasshoppers, when there is a more grasshoppers, then these grasshoppers, they depend on these producers and they destroy the producers, because compared to the grass, more number of grasshoppers are there, so they depend on these grasses, so the grasses, they become less in that area, in that land. So complete food chain is affected. When the producers are less, the complete food chain is affected by this increase in the number of grasshoppers. Okay, so that is the answer for this question. Next question. Nowadays, chlorofluorocarbon CFC free refrigerators are being manufactured. Why? Why CFC free refrigerators are being manufactured? What is the reason? This is also 1 mark question. Here, chlorofluorocarbon, that is the CFC, which damage the ozone layer, so which is released by the refrigerator. So nowadays, so this CFC free refrigerators are being manufactured. Next question. Mention any two effects of non-biodegradable substances on the environment. So non-biodegradable substances, how they are going to affect on the environment. What are the effects of these non-biodegradable substances? Here, pollution. Non-biodegradable waste can pollute the air, water, and the soil. For example, burning of non-biodegradable waste release the toxic exhaust into the atmosphere. Then biomagnification here. Non-biodegradable waste can cause the biomagnification of the chemicals like mercury and DDT in the body, which can lead to the disease. So these are the two impacts of the non-biodegradable substances. Next question. Mention any two methods that reduce the problems caused while disposing the waste. So mention any two methods that reduces the problems that caused while disposing the waste. Separate the biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances and compost biodegradable substances. So these two methods that can help the reduce the waste products. Next question. What is the role of decomposers in an ecosystem? What is the role of decomposers in an ecosystem? Here, a decomposers break down dead plants and animals, releasing nutrients back into the soil, air, and the water. These nutrients can then be used by the producers like crops to grow. Okay, so that is the role of decomposers in an ecosystem. Next question. What is trophic level? Flow of energy in an ecosystem is always unidirectional. Why? Explain. This is very important question. Please note down this question. What is trophic level? Flow of energy in an ecosystem is always unidirectional. Why? Explain. Each step or level of the food chain forms a trophic level. The flow of energy is unidirectional because the energy that is captured by the autotrophs does not revert back to the solar's input. You know that the energy that so producers, primary consumers, primary consumers then secondary consumers, like this it will be. So the energy flows that is in the unidirectional, in this direction only, from producers to the consumers, not from producer to the solar system, solar input. So this is unidirectional. Next question, give reason. So here three questions are there. Give reason. Food chains generally consist of only 3 or 4 steps. Decomposers play important role in ecosystem. Protecting of ozone layer is necessary. So this is also a repeated question. This question is also asked in the different question paper. Please note down this question. Yes. Only little amount of energy is available for the next trophic level of the consumers. So food chains generally consist of only 3 or 4 steps. So the first question, so why the food chain that contains the only 2 or 3 steps? Because here food chains generally consist of only 3 or 4 steps because only little amount of energy is available for the next level. So there is a 10% law, right? So 10% of energy, so that loss in the every trophic level. So the little amount of energy is available for the next 3 to 4 steps. So it contain only few steps. Next question. Decomposers play an important role in the ecosystem. Here, the loss of energy at each step. The decomposers break down dead plants and animals, releasing the nutrients back into the air. So these nutrients can then be used by the producers like crops to grow. So that is the answer for the second one. Decomposers play important role in an ecosystem. Next one. Protecting of ozone layer is necessary. Why protecting of ozone layer is necessary? It shields the earth's surface from the ultraviolet radiation from the sun. This radiation is highly damaging to the organisms and can cause skin cancer in humans. This radiation that may cause the skin cancer in humans. Next question. A food chain is polluted, aquatic system is given. Ecosystem is given. Observe it and answer the following questions. Here there is a aquatic ecosystem is given here. So fresh water and algae, fishes and birds. Okay. Then which organism are disturbed more due to the biomagnification? Why? This ecosystem will be destroyed gradually due to the biomagnification. Why? Here, which organisms are disturbed due to the due to biomagnification? Why? So these birds, so they are at the top of this food chain. So these birds are more affected because from each trophic level, the biomagnification increases. So the birds, they have the more toxic substances. So they are at the higher trophic level. So the birds, they are disturbed more due to the biomagnification. Next question. This ecosystem will be destroyed gradually due to the biomagnification. Why? Because so this food chain will be affected due to the biomagnification. So this ecosystem, this aquatic ecosystem will be destroyed due to the biomagnification. Okay. So that is the answer. Please note down the answer, note down the question for this. Next question. A student places a piece of cucumber, a glass piece, a banana peel, and the plastic pen in a pit and closes it. What changes can be observed in the materials after a month? Give scientific reason for these changes. Please note down the question. Here, see, cucumber glass piece, banana peel, and a plastic pen in a pit closes it. What changes can he observe in these materials after a month? Give the scientific reason. After a month, so when you observe these all materials, so this cucumber that is so that is decayed, and glass piece that is remaining as it is, and banana peel that is also mixed with the soil, and plastic pen that is remaining in a pit. So these changes we can observe in these materials. So here cucumber that is a biodegradable, and the banana also biodegradable, means by the action of bacteria that is degraded and mixed with the soil. But glass piece and the plastic pen, they are the non biodegradable, so no bacteria will act on this to break down this plastic pen or the glass piece. So that is the reason. Please note down the question. Next question. As energy moves progressively through a various trophic levels of the food chain, it is no longer available to the previous level. Give reason. So this is also same question what we solved in the previous question. As energy moves progressively through the various trophic levels, means which is moving from primary trophic level to the secondary trophic level, the tertiary trophic level, like that, it is no longer available to the previous level. So that energy that is not available to the previous level. So what is the reasons? Give reasons. Here the flow of energy is unidirectional, so this energy is not available for the previous level organisms. The energy that is captured by the autotrophs does not revert back to the solar system. The energy that is not able to move to the solar system, so it is unidirectional, and the energy moves progressively through the various topic levels of the food chain. Next question. What are trophic levels? Give an example of food chain and state the different trophic levels in it. Okay. Yes, please note down the question. Please note down this question. What are trophic levels? The first question is, each step or level of a food chain is called as a trophic levels. Okay. So example for the food chain here, grass that is consumed by the insects, then insects are consumed by the frog, then the snake. So that is the example for the food chain. And state the different trophic levels here. Grass is the producer because it prepares its own food. This grass is eaten by the herbivores, means secondary. Small carnivores are the tertiary, and higher carnivores are at the fourth level. Please note down the question. Give any two ways in which biodegradable substances would affect the environment. How the biodegradable substances would affect the environment? Here, leaves of the plants decay and reduce the soil fertility. Biodegradable substances have carbon. When this burnt, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide are produced and causes the air pollution. Please note down this question. Yes, this is the answer. Next question. Give any two ways in which non-biodegradable substances would affect the environment. How the non-biodegradable substances affect the environment? Please note down the question. Here, non-biodegradable substances, as these are not decomposing, they cause air pollution and water pollution. Plastic enters the stomachs of many animals and cause the death of animals. Next question. What is ozone and how does it affect the ecosystem? What is ozone? Please note down this question. What is ozone? How does it affect the any ecosystem? Here, ozone at the higher levels of atmosphere is a product of UV radiation acting on oxygen molecule. The higher energy UV radiation split apart and some molecular in the free via in free oxygen atoms. These atoms then combine with the molecular oxygen to form the ozone. Here O2 that is formed by the two oxygen molecules and this oxygen atom. Okay, so this oxygen atom combines with the oxygen which forms the ozone. Is what is ozone? How does it affect the any ecosystem? So this is the answer. What will happen if we kill the organisms in one trophic level? So just imagine, so there is a trophic level, for example, grass, goat, tiger. So like this, there is a food chain. What will happen if we kill the all the organisms in one trophic level? Just I will kill all these grasses. So from any trophic level, any one trophic level. So how it is affected? The food chain that will be destroyed. All the organisms which are depending on that organisms, they will destroyed. So the total environment is affected and the total food chain is also affected. Next one. If we kill all the organisms in one trophic level, The population size of organisms in lower levels increases uncontrollably and number of organisms in higher trophic level decreases due to the non-availability of the food. This results in the imbalance in the ecosystem. So that is the reason. So that cause the imbalance in the ecosystem. Next question. What is biological magnification? Will the levels of this magnification be different at different levels of the ecosystem? Please note down the question. Will the levels of this magnification will be different at the different levels of the ecosystem? Yes. Some harmful chemicals enter our bodies through the food chain. One of the reason is use of the several pesticides and the chemicals to protect the crops from the disease and the pest. These chemicals either wash down into the soil or into the water bodies from the soil. These are absorbed by the plants along with the water and the minerals. And from the water bodies, these are taken up by the aquatic plants and the animals. Okay. So this is one ways in which they enter the food chain. So these toxic substances, when they enter the food chain, so that is known as a biological magnification. They increase their amount in a next higher trophic level. Example, spraying of DDT will remain for a long time in the environment. Next question. What are the problems caused by non-biodegradable waste that we generate? What are the problems so that is caused due to the non-biodegradable waste? Okay. So please note down this question. Here, death of a cattle by ingestion of the plastic bags, the quality of the soil adversely affect, and biomagnification, that is harmful chemical like DDT, so that disturb the birds and their calcium metabolism. And non-biodegradable waste cause the pollution of soil and the water. So this is the answer. Next one. If all the waste we generate is biodegradable, will this have no impact on the environment? All the waste we generate that is biodegradable, then what is the impact on the environment? Yes, what is the impact on the environment? Ilnodi. If all the waste we generate is biodegradable, there is an imbalance in the nature because with the increase of waste, there is a decrease in the number of decomposers. So this waste spread everywhere and microbes are more which uh, cause many diseases to us. Please note down this question. Why is the damage to the ozone layer caused the concern? What steps are being taken to limit this damage? Okay. Here, damage to the ozone layer caused so many problems At the higher levels of the atmosphere, ozone performs the essential function. It shields the surface of the earth from the ultraviolet radiation from the sun, which prevents the earth from the ultraviolet radiation. If ozone layer is damaged, no organism can survive. The following steps to be taken for the limit this damage. We should minimize the use of vehicles. Then we should not encourage the burning of the fossil fuels. It is not mandatory to all the manufacturing companies to make. It is now yes, it is now mandatory. So CFC free refrigerators should be used. Next question. Use of CFCs in refrigerant units strictly prohibited. Why? So the CFC that can cause the ozone depletion. So that is responsible for the ozone depletion. So the CFC in the refrigerator, so that is strictly prohibited. So that is also very important question. Yes. See the next question. In an aquatic ecosystem, the organisms such as fishes, birds, insect larvae, and diatoms are found. Construct the food chain using these organisms. If 10 calories of energy is available to the tertiary consumer in this food chain, what is the amount produced in the first trophic level? Okay. Here, fishes are given, birds, then insect larvae, and diatoms. Okay. So first diatoms, they are the algae, they are the producers of the aquatic ecosystem. We can take like that. Diatoms, then insect larvae. So these diatoms depend on the insect larvae. Then fishes, and the birds. I hope you know the food chain. Fishes and the birds. If the 10 calorie of the energy available to the tertiary consumer. So here the each level, each step is called as a, that is the trophic level. Here the tertiary consumers, they are having the 10 calories energy. Here insect larvae and the fishes having the 10 calorie energy. So only 10% of the insect larvae, means it is having the 100, so 100 calorie energy. So here diatoms, they are produces 1000 calorie energy. Okay. So only 10% is transferred from one trophic to the another. One trophic level to the another trophic level. Yes, dear students. So this video that will be helpful for your board exam. Yes, thank you dear students. We'll meet in the next session.